Here we are again for a little YouTube bonus content for Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. I'm one of the producers on the show, Brandon Morgan, with the creator and host, Carolyn Ossorio. Carolyn, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Brandon?
Doing really well. I'm really enjoying the show. It's finding an audience, and the show's doing great. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and for following the show and checking out our content here on YouTube and on Instagram and at stolenvoicespod.com. If you want a little behind the scenes, little extra information, you could always go there. But what I want to ask you specifically in support of episode 7 is the absurdity of the missing bones. So fill us
Oh
in
my
on what I
gosh.
fill us in on what I mean by that, and then let's talk about that real quick.
Well, this is what I love about this show. And I've said that it'll make you mad, it'll make you frustrated, it'll make you sad, but it'll also inspire you. And these two people, Star Laura and investigative reporter Dan Tilkin, teamed up because Star found out that the Jane Doe that had been unidentified for 40 years, that they had lost her remains. And she couldn't believe it. So she reached out to Dan and she was beside herself. So he helped her track down the bones from, and I don't want to get into the weeds with it, but basically
Wait, tell everybody why she wanted the bones to be found, specifically what she wanted to accomplish.
she thought that maybe they might be her sister Jamie Grissom's remains because the dental records, she wanted them to do a DNA test on it because she wasn't
Right.
convinced
To
that
compare it
Sheridan
to compare it to
Soffit's
her own DNA to see if it's a sibling.
compared to her own DNA.
Yeah.
Yes. Because Jamie's dental records weren't complete. In fact, it was just a piece of paper that she had one tooth extracted. And so it was just X. So she was not um, confident at all that in the investigation. So she went to the detective and was like, hey, um, let's have these bones dug up and let's have them tested. He didn't get back to her, he didn't get back to her, he didn't get back to her. And she's like, finally, well, maybe I'm going to go to the media because I think this is important. He gets back to her, this is according to Star, and he's like, okay, we lost them. And she was literally like, what? I mean, you can't imagine what that must have been like for her, thinking that what if this could be her sister and I can finally have peace. I can finally bring Jamie home, right? So
Yeah.
so that was gone, right? And then this idea of like, well, whose remains are there? If it's not Jamie, it's another young woman whose family is like, twisting in the wind, wondering what happened to her. So
Another
again, she
potential
teamed up
victim, another potential victim of Warren Forrest.
of Warren Forrest, yes. And so she went to Dan Tilkin. And together they're like this dynamic duo. And I just absolutely love what they were able to accomplish together through Star's like never-ending quest to bring attention to the case and her social media page that draws people, from all over because this case hasn't been widely covered until now, right?
Yep.
And so Dan was able to track down through his investigative skills that the bones had been sent to a Dr. Clyde Snow out of state. And he called him. And Dr. Clyde Snow was like 80. And he's like, yeah, I remember that case. Give me a week. And I think I might have the UPS tracking number that I sent them back. And so, sure enough, he had saved it after all these years, and they brought that to the medical examiner's office and were like, "Hey, you guys have this." And so it started this whole process of them trying to find the remains, which you'll have to listen to episode 7 to find
Well,
out more.
I couldn't have teed it up any better. So, episode 7, Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. Wherever you get your podcasts, you're really going to want to hear this. Carolyn, thank you for stopping by and giving us a little bit of this extra content for YouTube. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.